accusation about Jay-Z and Diddy and a teenager, 13-year-old teenager.
Right.
And we were speaking about just the statement.
Right.
The statement, you were saying you felt like that was calculated.
That was, the statement is something you can tell it was written by a lawyer. Because there's a point where it kind of gets aggressive. He says, you're gonna find out, like how I'll handle this. And that's an attorney want to be combative with another attorney. That's not like the publicist wouldn't say those things.
All right, let's just say it straight. Jay-Z is doing everything but taking a simple DNA test. Seriously, it would take a quick mouth swab and the whole thing could be over in minutes. If he's not the father, why not just prove it and move on? This entire situation centers around a man named Rymir Satterthwaite. For a long time now, he's been saying that Jay-Z is his father. He's gone through the court system, filed lawsuits, faced rejection after rejection, but Jay-Z still hasn't taken a test to confirm or deny the claim.
So much in running, and it just really dawned on me. It's the man that my mom was underage when she consumed me. Anyone who'd have been older.
Now, here's where things take a turn. 50 Cent just stepped into the picture. And let's be honest, when 50 gets involved in anything, he doesn't do it just for laughs. He's now offering legal support to Rymir. But before we get into what 50 Cent is up to, let's rewind and look at why this has become such a big deal in the first place, because this story goes way back, and once you hear it all, things start to look pretty suspicious. Let's talk about Rymir, the young man at the heart of it all. According to him, when he was around 8 years old, his mother, Wanda Satterthwaite, told him that Jay-Z was his biological father. That's a huge claim, and it didn't just come out of nowhere. Wanda also shared her side of the story. She said she had a relationship with Jay-Z back in the early 1990s. At the time, she says she was only 15 or 16 years old, and Jay-Z would have been about 22.
Ask for money. I don't do interviews just saying, hey, Jay-Z, give me your money, or I'm coming at the Jay-Z for his money. I never did that. I'm not that type of person. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just want to know the truth. And if I can't go to the courts and get the truth, what is it really? Why you? What is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over.
Pause and think about that. If Wanda's story is true, then this isn't just about whether Jay-Z is Rymir's father or not. This could involve legal issues far beyond paternity, especially considering Wanda was underage. That might explain why Jay-Z has remained so silent. Because if there's any truth to it, the consequences could be far more serious than just proving fatherhood. What's even more surprising is that Rymir didn't go public right away. He first tried to reach Jay-Z privately. He made efforts behind the scenes to resolve the situation. But after getting no response and being repeatedly ignored, he decided to take legal action. Still, even now, Rymir says he doesn't want money or fame. He just wants the truth. He wants to know who his father is and where he comes from. And yet, despite all of this, Jay-Z has still never taken a DNA test.
It's like this, Black excellence, they're sitting there like, yeah. It's the billionaire brunch,
I hate you, man.
unaware of anything going on here. This is the one time I'm gonna be with you this year.
With all the lawsuits, media coverage, and legal filings, you'd think there would have been a test done by now, but nope. Instead, Jay-Z's lawyers have spent years filing motion after motion, trying to get the whole case thrown out. Not because they've proven he's not the father, but because of technicalities. One of their main arguments was that Jay-Z doesn't live in New Jersey, so the court there doesn't have the right to handle the case. But Rymir's team responded with documents suggesting otherwise. So again, it begs the question, why go to all this trouble to avoid a simple test?
Do you believe wholeheartedly that Jay's your father? I really do. And if it's not, why you can't prove me wrong? It's not far as a proving me wrong thing. It's go to the courtroom and basically do what everybody else would have to do. It's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. This can't take nobody not saying nothing. It's not fair.
If Jay-Z truly has nothing to hide, one quick swab could have cleared everything up years ago. But here we are, years later, and the fight is still ongoing. What's more, Rymir has mostly been funding this legal battle on his own. He's used crowdfunding sites like GoFundMe and leaned on friends and supporters to help cover the legal bills. Meanwhile, Jay-Z is a billionaire, surrounded by high-powered attorneys. It's clearly not a level playing field. But Rymir hasn't backed down. Just when it seemed like Rymir was fighting alone, 50 Cent jumped in. At first, he did what 50 does best: he joked about it online. He posted side-by-side pictures of Jay-Z and Rymir, pointing out how much they look alike, especially their noses. And honestly, it's hard to ignore the resemblance. But 50 didn't stop at jokes. He offered to help Rymir get a real legal team, one that could go toe-to-toe with Jay-Z's attorneys. This isn't just some publicity stunt. 50 is putting real effort and resources behind this case. He even dropped one of his signature lines: "A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge." Right after that, Jay-Z's legal team suddenly sprang into action again, filing new documents, trying to stay ahead of whatever 50 Cent was planning. It's almost like just having 50 involved reminded everyone that this case isn't going away anytime soon. But this isn't just about a paternity dispute anymore. Things have taken a darker turn. According to Rymir and his legal guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, this situation has become dangerous. They say they've been harassed, followed, and even received threats. Rymir claims that someone shot at his car while he was sitting in a parking lot. None of the other vehicles were touched, just his. And that's not all. Dr. Coley says cars have shown up outside her house late at night, sometimes even driving onto her lawn and sitting there like they were trying to scare her. People would slowly drive by, watching the house, just enough to create fear without doing anything the police could act on. Now ask yourself, why would this kind of stuff be happening? Just a coincidence? Maybe. But the timing is suspicious. These incidents reportedly started right after Rymir refiled his lawsuit. It's hard to ignore how the threats seem to increase whenever something legal is in motion. Unfortunately, this kind of behavior isn't new in high-profile cases. We've seen it before: plaintiffs suddenly backing out, witnesses going silent, lawsuits mysteriously disappearing. It's part of a pattern, and it's disturbing. But if you think that's the end of it, there's another side of this that most people don't even talk about. Some believe Jay-Z might be avoiding the DNA test not just to dodge Rymir, but because there could be other secrets that might come out. There's a theory that if Jay-Z's DNA enters the legal system, it could get flagged for past accusations. One old lawsuit involved a woman who claimed both Jay-Z and Diddy abused her when she was just 13. The case was later dropped, but the woman later claimed she was forced into silence. Her story included names, and Jay-Z's was reportedly in the original documents. But that part never made headlines. And now, if you try to search for that case online, it's like it never happened. The files are either buried or wiped clean. And maybe that's why the media hasn't really covered Rymir's story. Think about it: a young man claims to be Jay-Z's son, there are real court documents, claims of threats, even a shooting, and yet, it barely gets mentioned in mainstream news. That silence says a lot. So here we are, with a story that seems simple on the surface: a man wants to know if Jay-Z is his father. But underneath, it's tangled with power, silence, fear, and possibly much more than we'll ever know. One test could solve it all. But until then, the questions just keep growing. Now, here's the part that really makes you stop and think. Everything about this situation is strange, but what stands out most is what Rymir is actually asking for. He's not chasing money, fame, or trying to get close to Jay-Z's world. He's been clear from the beginning: if the DNA test proves Jay-Z isn't his father, he'll apologize and walk away. That's all. He just wants the truth about where he comes from. And honestly, that kind of honesty is rare. If this was just about clout or a cash grab, you'd see it by now. But Rymir is the one spending money, not making it. He's paid for lawyers, filed cases, and been rejected over and over again, and still, he keeps going. That doesn't sound like someone looking for attention. That sounds like someone who wants answers, who wants closure. And that hits differently. But this isn't just about one man and one possible father anymore. Rymir and his guardian, Dr. Lily Coley, are taking it even further. They're not just fighting Jay-Z, they're taking on the entire New Jersey court system. Yeah, you heard that right. They've filed lawsuits against judges and public officials, claiming the courts didn't just ignore their case, they actively worked to shut it down. They're saying important court documents were mishandled, that real estate records were changed, and even that Dr. Coley had her legal rights as Rymir's guardian unfairly removed. And this isn't just talk, they've put together years of records, legal filings, and a timeline that paints a really troubling picture. It looks like every time they got close to forcing a DNA test, something weird happened. Papers went missing, rulings didn't make sense, and the case got pushed aside. Now ask yourself, who actually sues judges unless they've got serious evidence? That's not something people do lightly. You don't take on the legal system unless you really believe something is wrong. Most people would have walked away a long time ago, but Rymir and Dr. Coley haven't given up. They're still pushing forward, and they're not stopping at lawsuits. They're trying to change the law itself. They've started advocating for something called the Pro Se Equal Access to Justice Act. Basically, it would give people who represent themselves in court the same shot as people with expensive lawyers. Because let's be real, when you've got money, the system treats you differently. And Rymir and Dr. Coley want to level the playing field. So yeah, this stopped being just a personal fight. It's turning into a bigger movement to expose how easily the court system can protect the powerful and shut out the people without resources. That's a big deal. And think about the risk. They're not just going after celebrities, they're challenging the courts themselves. That's dangerous territory. But they're still standing, still speaking out, and that alone says they must have something solid behind them. This isn't some wild conspiracy, they've got the paperwork, the history, and the determination to back it up. So now I want to hear from you. What do you really think is going on here? Is Jay-Z hiding something, or is this just a misunderstanding that got way out of control? Do you think 50 Cent is just doing his usual trolling, or is he actually trying to help expose something bigger? And how do you feel about Rymir and Dr. Coley taking on not just Jay-Z, but the court system too? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely interested in what you think. And hey, if you're the kind of person who likes real stories that go beyond the surface and challenge what we think we know, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more coming. Thanks for watching. See y'all in the next video. This is Celeb Nova, where the drama ends and the truth begins.